Greetings and welcome to day 18 of our 40 days of well-being concepts for balance. Today's concept is resistance to what is causes emotional stress. Even though the world is in a flux right now, our emotions don't have to be all over the place. And let's start with a definition of the word resistance. Resistance is the act or power of resisting, opposing, or withstanding. It's the opposition offered by one thing, force, etc., to another, or the tendency of a conductor to oppose the flow of current, causing electrical energy to be changed into heat. Now, think of it this way. Our thoughts are the conductors. When they oppose the flow of emotional energy, the energy becomes stuck and causes friction that results in emotional distress. Resistance is caused by our thoughts that are not aligned with our inner needs, which triggers stagnation of dense emotions, and that causes the fire of emotional distress. When our outer experience isn't a match to our inner requests, those requests being desires, wants, and needs, we instead need acceptance, not resistance. Acceptance allows emotions to flow. Now recall, emotions are meant to be moved through, not suffered through, repressed, or disowned. And grief is a perfect example because it's movement through emotions to get to a place of acceptance. You're going through shock, denial, anger, sadness, depression. That's moving through emotions. But then the question becomes, why would we resist our own emotions? Well, of course, it's what we've been taught. Our emotions are sometimes invalidated or discounted by other people, and we feel or we're told that there's no reason to experiencing our emotions and that we should ignore them or suppress them. For example, men or big girls don't cry. And then another reason might be because emotions are intangible. You can't touch them, and it could be challenging to describe and define them, and sometimes we just don't have the vocabulary to express the emotional experience that we're having. And if that's the case with you, check out my book, Everyday Emotional Vocabulary. It will definitely help expand your emotional vocabulary. And then another reason that we don't deal with emotions is that sometimes it feels like it's just too much, that it would be overwhelming. For example, with grief or sadness or shame, guilt too, depression. We can't find our pathway to the lightness in that moment. And in these instances, it is very healthy to deal with what you can and then store the rest for later, knowing that you're going to have to come back and deal with it later. So that takes us into the topic for today's reading. Day 18, resistance to what is causes emotional distress. Resistance comes from wanting something different from that which already is. Look at what you're resisting. Generally, it hinders you as what you resist persists. What you resist grows even stronger as you give it more of your attention. Mental resistance is the source of suffering, not the situation itself. Mental resistance is the degree to which an emotion represents the flow of energy through it. Emotions such as fear, frustration, and rage have high resistance to the current flow of what is and cause energy blockages, which result in even more emotional distress. When you try to pull away from emotions, inner conflict and fragmentation result. Trauma is pushed deeper into the body rather than being allowed to heal and release. If you fight what is, you will lose. If you flee from what is, it will reappear in another form. Rather than resist unwanted experiences and emotions, practice observation and acceptance. No lower potential emotion will overwhelm you if you move through it with awareness. Observing emotions and situations with as little judgment as possible allows you to diminish resistance and breakthrough. Each breakthrough during challenging times paves the way to emotional and spiritual growth. Each breakthrough confirms that you are stronger than you think. Life will always have ups and downs, but going with the flow opens perspectives that allows us to shift more rapidly to higher feeling emotions. Today, when you feel the need to resist what the moment places before you, observe, accept, and embrace the philosophy that life happens for you, not to you. So, as usual, the next step is to journal. Please take 2 or 3 minutes just to expand your mind around the well-being concept of the day. Resistance to what is causes emotional distress. And I'll leave you with this thought. When you resist dense emotions, you're also resisting the high expression of that emotion. For example, when you numb sadness, you're also numbing happiness and joy. They are both frequencies on polar opposites of the same coin. Have a blessed day and look within to journey so that you can see where resistance to what is causes emotional distress. And I will see you tomorrow for day 19.